My first exposure to Ermanno Olmi was Il Posto, which I just had always heard about. It was such a charming, weird, hybrid combination of tones. It's coming out of that Italian neorealism time in school, and it just feels like so unique and individual, and it's not completely following the rules of neorealism in a way that really excites me. Like any film that sort of blends genres or is following its own unique path is just really particularly interesting. You're watching this film that's one-to-one in reality. I'm one-to-one in sync in time. And you've been watching all these people at work, these kind of clerks. They're doing the most boring, bureaucratic work. They all sit at desks in this one room. You've seen all these faces for a while now, but they haven't been explained. They're not the main characters in the movie at all. Then 55 minutes into the movie, unexplained, takes you a minute to figure out what's going on. You see all those people at home and their lives, and he reveals like secrets about them or things that you just never would ever have thought about them. He gives them all like a mini story. It's like a poet. So that part of that film that's like super magical vacation or a super magical breaking of the rules that he had been setting up for so long, that's really exciting. And from there I went to I Fidanzati, and that movie just really blew my mind. Both these films are sort of about post-war Italian culture, Italian urbanization, Italian industrialization. That's another favorite exploration of mine. Like, how do our personal lives and our loves and how we think of ourselves and just the innermost personal stuff is actually totally social and historical. And I feel like he's exploring that in a really gentle, non-heavy-handed, kind of novelistic way. There's this tremendous sense of openness and like non-claustrophobia. Like when you're watching, you can kind of meander around inside the film. So the beginning of Fidanzati, there's this dance hall, just a very wide, locked-off shot. He's totally giving Antonioni a run for his money in terms of like this amazing cinematography. You're watching people come in, you don't know what you're watching, you don't know who you're watching, there's no specific protagonist. And there's all these little beautiful details. The piano player is blind. Why? I don't know. At the beginning of the dance, this man throws chalk out on the floor. So that's the sort of neorealism, attention to detail, that trust in detail as being important. It's just like that he trusts dancing as an important thing to watch. You're watching all these people go by, you feel like you're not watching actors, you feel like you're just in a Frederick Wiseman documentary. You know, you're just sort of observing life. It taught me a lot. I have a lot of dancing in the film I just did, and it comes a lot from Olmi, because dancing is like so intimate. It's like, it's better than sex scenes. You know, it's actually more intimate in a weird way. You learn a lot about the characters and their physicality and like their energy, and again, like a non-dialogue driven way. And it's just beautiful to watch. There's something about the way he handles time, its memories and what's happening in the present are all interwoven in this very subjective way that's telling a story, it's telling an emotional story. So maybe a way to call it is like emotional time. The pace of the movie, this attention to detail, this attention to the seemingly unimportant, I feel is radically disruptive to what's kind of common now, you know, and like really informative. He's deliciously other. He's like so, he's not the biggest Italian director at all. He's not bombastic, right? He's just sort of like inviting and gentle. For me, it's like Xanax or something. It's a great little piece of medicine that like makes me happy.